Abbas saying here from SecondsOut, here with Francis Warren. Francis, how you doing, sir? You walked to the press conference, somebody said a few grey hairs on that beard.
I think it was you.
It wasn't me.
No, it wasn't. It's just a sign of a bit of wisdom, I think. A few grey hairs running through your beard. There's nothing wrong with that, mate.
Let's talk about Saturday night. Firstly, I want to go to the ITV deal that's been broken between you guys, BT Sport and ITV. How big a thing is this for British boxing? How big a thing is this for your fighters?
Well, they're going to get extra exposure that otherwise they may not have done. BT Sport's a fantastic partner, and it's an innovative idea from them that they think that some of the younger guys should be, especially on these not prospect shows, but you know what I mean. Some of the younger fighters, up and coming guys that are in these, especially these domestic fights that really do catch the eye. Why not give them a little bit of extra platform? I say a huge extra platform. ITV is a behemoth of a broadcaster, and I think I know that the extra eyes on these fights on Saturday nights can be nothing but a positive, and hopefully it's something that we continue to do in the future.
I was going to ask you about that. What's the sort of the future in regards to yourself, BT Sport, ITV? Just talk to me. Have you guys discussed the future?
It will. I think it's something we want to see how it goes on Saturday.
Okay.
And then from there, we will let you know as and when. But I just think it's a fantastic idea. Very good of BT to share the fighters that we promote, and it can't be anything but a positive for everybody involved.
Of course. Let's talk about the fights that's going to be shown on there. The rematch between Lucian Reid and Brad Foster, the British and Commonwealth titles on the line. Talk to me about the first fight. I speak to a few people and they said Lucian Reid just nicked it. How did you see that fight?
I'm not going to change my opinion because the fight's the rematch in 2 days' time. I did think Lucian nicked the first fight, probably by 2. But Brad Foster was below what we know he can do for the first fight. I think he probably came into it maybe looking at maybe a little bit burnt out, as he said, but that's no excuse. If he wasn't feeling the fight, he shouldn't have taken it. And had, say, Lucian not been under our promotional banner, then it could have been a real pain. Pain in the arse. It's more than a pain in the arse, but it could have been a real, really disappointing night. Luckily, had Lucian nicked it and not been, what I mean is, had he not been on our promotion, would only have nicked it, and Brad would have been ultra disappointing. However, they both know what each other are about now. I think Brad knows what he's got to do. Can't be taking anything lightly. He's had a good rest. He's had everyone's had plenty of notice for the rematch as well. And Lucian, I've been down the Queensbury Ibex gym and I've not seen anyone train like he's been training. He looks in great nick. I thought he looked a bit under the weather in the first. He looked like didn't look as strong as he looked today as he did at the first press conference for the first fight. I think he looks a lot. Look, he's filled into made the weight a lot better. Brad looks super chilled, super confident. Little, a bit of a laugh and a bit of a joke, which I think is always a good sign. It's not all. It's a very serious business, but it's you've got to have a bit of a sense of humour about certain things. The great question of the day, and the best answer was, how are you going to win? He goes, I'm going to punch him in the head more times than he punches me. So that for me sums it up really. I fancy a stoppage though, and I keep flip-flopping to who I fancy in the fight, but I do fancy a stoppage because I don't think either guy will want to leave it to chance again. What's certain though is that both guys have got great futures. Even if the board had not put it out for a rematch for the British title, I think both guys would have done it again anyway. Brad feels he should have beat Lucian. Lucian feels he did beat Brad. So it's a natural rematch.
Let's talk about the face-off we just had between Cody Davies and Umar Sadiq. You were in the middle of it all. What were you thinking at that time? Because you're not security, but you see these two hungry super middleweights having a go at each other face to face?
It's all right. I just told them to behave themselves and they just walked away.
It was as easy as that.
They're both intimidating guys, and neither of them backed down, which is always a good sign for the fans. They both looked the part. They both talk the talk, and they can both fight. Neither of them are afraid of taking a leap of faith of their own ability, because they both agreed to fight each other. It's now got a little bit of extra spice because it's an official eliminator for the British title. So they'll have one eye on Lorraine Richards. Cody fancied it today, actually, so I think Cody fancied it today, and Umar said, "Wait, I'm getting paid for it on Saturday, so we'll do it on then." So maybe would have been interesting. Security did well; they did all right.
Let's talk about another fighter on the card, Dennis the Menace McCann. A lot of people have their eyes on him. Already just very young in his professional career, but people are touting him to be the next Prince Nassim, throwing all these accolades at him, these past fighters. But just talk to me about him. How did Queensbury Promotion and Frank Warren sort of come across this kid?
It's for Alan. Alan, his trainer, just called me up and he said, "You've got to come and have a look at this guy." And I did, and I went, "Yeah, all right, I get it. I get what you're talking about." I think, since the age of about 16 and a half, like, when he was, Alan was going, "Oh, he won another thing, and he's won another cup, or he's won another bit." He kept winning everything as an amateur, and we had a couple of meetings, and that was it. It was a very easy deal to do. I'm so glad we did it, because I think he's just brilliant. He brings a smile to everybody's face when he's not in the ring, and he makes everyone grit their teeth and look at, go, "Go on, son," when he is fighting. And it's something that it's like he's got split personality disorder or something, because he's just like a different person when he's fighting. He just enjoys whacking people. He just enjoys knocking people out. He loves his training. He loves working hard. But then he just is the nicest fella to talk to outside of the ring as well. And the cheekiest little sod you ever talked to as well.
I was just going to allude to that. There's certain fighters that are harder to promote than others. Dennis McCann seems like a fighter that won't be that hard to promote. Somebody who can talk well to the media, who talks well to the media, who's got that boxing style where he knocks out people so far. And there's a lot of eyes on him already. So it seems like people like this are not hard to promote.
No, of course. I mean, listen, everyone. It's very easy to get excited about youngsters these days coming through. I mean, Dennis is very, very early stages of a long boxing career, and I think that the word of the day is caution. Not caution in the fact that we're worried about him, advancing too quick, because I think he beats most guys in his weight now. In and around. Yeah, I won't go into too much, but he's a phenomenal talent, but I think he obviously still needs to learn his lessons and learn his. See you later, mate. And keep training and working hard, listening to Alan. We pick the right fights for him. He gets the right. He's got a great management team around him as well. I think he's got every opportunity to do some fantastic things, Dennis. He's only 19.
He called out Prince Patel on Twitter.
I'm not talking about that. No interest in that whatsoever.
Okay, fair enough. Final question. A question you've been asked by everyone. Big fight this weekend. You obviously been left behind. But the big.
I wouldn't put it like that.
No. Well, but
listen, you're cool.
Of course not.
You're cool.
I know. But obviously your biggest star, MTK's biggest star as well, Tyson Fury, flying out.
Biggest star in boxing. Let's not get that wrong.
Let's talk about that rematch. Give me your thoughts on that fight. A lot of people thought Tyson Fury won the first fight. Just give me your thoughts on the rematch. How do you see that fight playing out?
I think it's just huge. It's just a huge fight. I mean, everything. He's got everything about it. It's not only being a rematch. It was a controversial draw, which majority. I think 99.99% people, who watched the fight thought that actually probably only that one judge.
Yeah.
The British judge. What are you gonna do? That's why we've gone for all Americans this time. Thought that Fury won the first fight, but to get up in that 12th round, every time you watch it, you think, nah. You ain't going to do it. You know, I've watched it how many times over the past 14, 15 months, and every single time it happens, like, I watch it, I think, no. It's like when you watch the end of Gladiator or something, you think, no, Russell Crowe will be all right this time. But you know, it's just it was just a phenomenal feat of what people, you know, what you can be capable of, and this, you know, Tyson Fury is just someone who I admire immensely. I think that he's a terrific example to how you can be be at the top, go to such depths of despair that you feel helpless, and then just to get back up on top like he has done, and show the will of the man, to show the will of his will to get himself back to a place where what makes him happy, that makes him in a position where he feels like himself again, and that place is being world heavyweight champion of the world, and he's got a chance on Saturday night to go, job done, mission complete. Who's next?
So I did say that was the final question, but just one quick update. I need just a quick update on Anthony Yarde. When do we expect to see him out next?
Not long. Anthony, we miss you, Ant. Come on. No, it won't be long. We're talking to Tunde and working out what direction we're going to go, and it shouldn't be too long.
Cool. Francis Warren, thank you very much for talking to Seconds Out, and I'll see you Saturday night. Take care.
Thank you.